everyone, welcome back to Build with VAs. I am Valentina Brega, and this show, Build with VAs, is not just about virtual assistants, it's about scaling your company, it's about managing your team, it's everything that you need to know on how to scale your business and take it to the next level. And of course, virtual assistants is a very, very nice touch because you can do it with a lot of talent that's available worldwide and at a fraction of a cost of what you can do it here in the United States. So if you watch this show, or if you know me personally, you know that I'm always an advocate for smart delegation. I think delegation is very important, and I always say delegate things, take things off your plate. But now the question is, can delegation hold you back? Can it actually hurt your business? You might be thinking, well, no, you always say you need to duplicate yourself and get things off your plate. But the truth is, yes, sometimes it can. Sometimes it can be detrimental to your business. As a business owner, there are certain tasks that should never leave your desk, so stay tuned to see which tasks should always be your responsibility to ensure your business's success. Let's go. The first one is relationships. Let's face it, building relationships is all about making personal connections. Your best customers, your best partners, your best vendors, anything that comes in contact with you, they like to do business with you because they know you, they know what you stand for, they like you, they trust you, and all of that. And as a business owner, you have a unique perspective on what your company stands for and what it's all about and your core values. So people do business with you because they trust you, because you have the same core values, because you're aligned, right? Because that's how you create genuine connections. So your reputation is everything in business. That's why you can never delegate this to anyone else. This is ultimately your responsibility and yours alone. Number 2, you can't delegate crisis. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put into this, conflicts are bound to come up from time to time, and that's normal. If there's a crisis in my company, it depends on how big it is. Now, I always say train your team to be like firefighters. If there's a small fire, they need to be able to put it out without your involvement. Like train your team, empower your team, elevate your team to take care of that, so they don't always come and ask, handle this, how do we take care of this? But if there's a crisis in my company, or if there's a crisis anywhere else, what I do is I don't tell people to just deal with it. I roll up my sleeves and I take care of this, because there are some issues that my team don't know how to handle. And if that's the case, I can just come in and I can salvage the situation 99% of the time. I can think of a unique solution. I can think from a different perspective that my team cannot. So don't let that escalate. Sometimes something small can really escalate to something much bigger. And again, if your team can take care of that, that's great. But if this is your responsibility, if this is a crisis, if it's small right now, don't just brush it off and don't say, you'll just blow over, or something like, I don't have time right now, because that small fire can be really detrimental to your business. So what do I mean by crisis? What could that potentially look like? Well, it could be a complaint. Really can be anything. It could be a complaint that you might be brushing off and say, it's just a complaint, we'll just have a better one. No, get in touch with that person, get details, understand what's happening. Why are they complaining? What can you do to salvage it? How can you improve your service in the future? Because some people are always going to be complaining. You can't really escape that. But this could be potentially escalate into a crisis for your company. So you have to be part of a complaint, of a legal issue, of a natural disaster if something happens, of cyber attack, or a public relations nightmare. Pretty much everything. You're ultimately the one that has the responsibility, not your team. You can let your team go. You can get new people on board, but since you are the face of the company, since people know who you are and people associate the brand with you, you gotta take care of this. Communication is very important. So in a crisis situation, communicate with your team members, communicate with your vendors, communicate with your partners, communicate with your clients, with your customers. Make sure to let them know that you're on top of this. We're all humans. No one's perfect. We're not gonna be perfect. We are gonna make mistakes from time to time, but communicate and let them know that you care about this. A lot of the times it's the intent behind it, is the showing that you care about it rather than solving a big crisis. And number 3, I already addressed it, that is being the face of the company. You cannot delegate being the face of the company. You're not just the person in charge of running your company, you're also the face of the company. You are the heartbeat of the brand. That means you represent the brand in everything you do, from the way you communicate with customers, to what you publish on social media, to the way you present yourself. You're always on stage. People are always watching you. So how you do anything is how you do everything. That's what people believe. So you always have to present yourself very well, and you are a business owner. As a business owner, you are the living, breathing embodiment of your brand. So always keep that in mind. You can never delegate that to anyone else. No one else can do it better than you. No one else knows the voice of your brand better than you can. You are responsible how people view the company and how your story is being told. I wouldn't trust somebody else to tell my story because they haven't lived it. They don't know what motivates me to open this company, to what motivates me to be so driven, and they can tell my story better than I can. And you can let someone else tell your story better than you can. So you can delegate that kind of responsibility. And number 4 that you can delegate is big purchases. Now, I remember that when I worked for a wholesaling company, we had to send text messages, we sent emails, and we had to get credits. We had to have credits for that. And I wouldn't go to my manager every single time like, hey, can you please buy some more credits? Instead, what the company did is they gave us a credit card and they trusted us that we would be responsible enough to buy the credits ourselves and then show the receipt to the billing department. It was a small amount of money. It wasn't anything big. It was like $20, $30, something like that. So that kind of responsibility, if you trust your team with a credit card, you can empower them. I actually feel great because I know that I can take care of a problem right away. I don't have to go to my management and wait for their approval. In the meantime, I could just buy the credits and send a text message, send emails, and call people and make sure I'm getting those leads. Maybe that's just me. I'm very, very impatient as a person and I need results right now. But that's really helped us streamline the process better. However, when it came to big purchases, I couldn't do this. We always had a limit up to what amount we could spend. So if that makes sense for your business, do the same thing. But anytime there's a big purchase that's going to have a huge impact on your revenue and that you are thinking whether or not this is a good investment for your company, it has to have your approval. So make sure you let your team know, do not delegate big purchases. Anything that's related to the company's bottom line, to the company's revenue, should be approved by you as the business owner. Because you have the big picture in mind and you would be the best person to consider factors like your company's budget, your long-term goals, and again, your potential return on investment, right? So you can set a limit for your team to take care of and not ask for your permission, but anything bigger than X amount of dollars needs to be approved by you. So these are the 4 biggest things not to delegate, not to take off your plate, no matter what, no matter how busy you are. But there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things that you should be delegating and you can't get off your plate. And if you don't know what those are, check out this resource right here, 100+ tasks a VA can do for you, or 100+ tasks to delegate to a virtual assistant. I'm gonna leave it somewhere here, somewhere in the description. Make sure to get this link, follow it, and get some inspiration on what you can take off your plate and how you can make sure you streamline your business and how you can scale up your business. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you next time.